All right, CSS battle time, and we have padlock. I'm gonna say it's a padlock. All right, let's see. I think it's borders. It's got to be borders on this one. I'd love to do a radial gradient, but I think it's just gonna be too many characters. Because we could do an at bottom and do this, but this red chunk here, we'd have to like box shadow down, or I don't think there's a way to do a border and then just miss one short section. Not easily, at least. So let's select our HTML. Let's do our background of red. I think that's just the other reason to do borders, is we only have to put these colors in once. And border, what is that, 40 pixels, do you think? Solid, and this. Okay, and let's margin it down. And let's see. Did I do the right colors? Yeah, I did. All right. No, it needs more on the top. There you go, 110. Sides, are the sides 50? Sides are 50, and the bottom is like 20. Okay, so we have that box. Now the trick will be to create something with no bottom margin. So let's just do this easy way. Let's go ahead and make this cascade down. Let's go margin 0, right? And so it's filling in there. We're gonna have to do a border radius of let's go 2 inch, 2 inch, 0, 0. All right, so we have our shape. Let's work it up with the margin now. Walk it upwards. Yeah, let's add the 0 and a 0 on the bottom. Just start, and we'll go negative 100. Not quite far enough. 20, 130. Okay. And then 20. Ooh, there's our shape. All right. So if we do, let's say border bottom 0, right? Let's walk up the bottom now. 80. Ooh, not 800. 80, 90. There we go. Okay. So that looks perfect for that. I'll have to figure out something better than border bottom. Might do border width properties with a variable. That might be longer. Oh, actually, I know what. um, okay, I don't know. All right, let's throw in a paragraph tag now, because I think if we do this, where is it? Let's give it, it should have border. There it is. All right, let's move it back down if we can. 0, 0, say 50. Okay. So now what I want is I want the full circle and a border bottom. Curious. Okay. All right. Let's go 10, 20. Oh, okay. It can't actually shrink it down more with that in respect. Okay, so if we don't do border bottom, we get this weird overflow thing. Let's overwrite the border radius. We'll come up with something better in a moment. Okay, so it's too big with the border bottom. If we keep that to 0, I can't get a full circle without all the borders, I guess. Yeah, that's a shape. That's a shape it makes without the border. I was really hoping this would work out, having the border radius on it. Okay. Okay, okay. So we know we need the border bottom to come back. So that would be an argument to do border width over here. So let's see if we can solve it just by doing a full. We want 40 pixels, 40 pixels, 40 pixels, right? But it's this last one that we want to disappear and then bring back. So let's go. Okay, and then we go var dash dash width 40 pixels, right? The bottom. And so then here we can go dash dash w 0. And then here we want to go dash dash w. Yeah, there's got to be a better way to do this. Okay. Now negative 50. Oops. Yeah, we're getting the, I keep bumping buttons. We're getting the margin collapse now. So let's do this. Let's margin this up more. Nope. Getting a lot of margin collapse. Okay. Okay, 10 pixels centers it. We can scale this down. Ooh, actually, if these are all 5ch, let's say, I can do font 50% instead of scale. Well, scale 0.5 is going to be less. It's more than that. 6, 7.8. About right there. I'm still having the trouble of moving it lower, you know? It's not going anywhere. It's just creating overflow. Okay. Since you're making overflow, you're not helping me any. Why is it making overflow, I wonder? I didn't give it a height because it's the margins, I mean the borders that are giving it its substance on this paragraph tag. We threw in a period. That's not breaking border collapse this time around. Okay. Okay, I think it's 7.5. There we go. Well, actually, you know what? If we set them all to 30, that's what we need to do. No, we don't need to set them all. Because I need just the bottom gone on the one, and then I want all of them gone. Okay, so if I put the variable on the first one, that's what we can do. Okay, all right, all right. I think that'll work if we do it this way. I'm struggling here. And we put the variable here. What we're doing, we're saying, yeah, we want to declare nothing there. No, that's saying everything is 40 pixels now. 0, 0. No, that's the exact opposite of what I want. So what I want here is the last one to be 0, and that's not going to work in this instance. Okay. All right. I didn't think that through. I'm struggling. So this one will be 40 pixels. 0. And we can get rid of all this, right? And then you can be 30. And we can get rid of the scale. We can turn this up. Okay. I think I got my sizing right. It's just my positioning that's really weird. Okay, this period isn't helping any. There we go. Let's do that. That actually seems to be working better. You know, I still don't fully get why the period works sometimes and not others. And then there we are. So, 0. We've got a lot of overflow issues. We could put a set height somewhere. It's my border width is really the thing that with this solution that's throwing me. I'd almost be better off instead of adding a paragraph tag, just putting a radial gradient background. Into yeah, it's just one background, one radial gradient, and I think it'd be centered within our element. It's gonna want to repeat, but I can just throw a fixed at the end. Then I don't need this width and var and all that. I'm just gonna do that at this point. All right. So that's this. We can just go back to border bottom. Right. It's gonna be shorter than a variable. And we can bring this, take that out because we can take that out. That's why it's shorter than a variable because we don't need that anymore. Okay. And here we're just gonna give you 90. That works again, and we're just going to do a nice little radial gradient. Huzzah! And it's going to be this for 15 pixels, and then it's going to be red. All right, we're going to turn that up, 30. Is that right? Look at that, in the right spot. And we do space. Okay, no, fixed. There we go. That's perfect. We can just move it down. If I move it here, let's give it a space, 0, 100 pixels. Let's see, that's too far. 80, 50, 40, 50, 45. Okay, let's hit submit. That, honestly, that was better than all that paragraph gobbledygook that I was messing with. Not great, but it's better. I think I was approaching those borders in the paragraph and everything wrong, you know? That's on me. Well, sometimes you get down this train of thought, and I don't know, I have a hard time breaking out of it. Nothing good there with 45. Let's see if it'll take Q units at all. 48 looks good-ish. 7, 8, 7. They all look pretty good. Let's try 47. And then I'll try 48, and we'll just see if we can get away with any of it. Something went wrong. So, no, we cannot. Or we don't know yet. 47 is not good. 48 probably also won't be good. It's a gradient, so it's more finicky. Waiting on the submit. Oh, 48 worked. Now let's check our 32Q. That tends to work too, but again, in a gradient, that's where things are more particular rather than borders or box shadows. Hey, but don't matter. All right, we can nest this stuff, and it doesn't help. I'd still have a space. I can't do a percentage at the end of this. Might be able to do a percentage. I wonder. We can't do a percentage. Okay. So that doesn't help. Cool. Okay, then there's no reason to reorder this with the nesting and all of this stuff. Yeah, we need the extra 0 there. Okay, nothing to be saved on the margins here. This one we might get something out of it. Yeah, that's what I thought. We do not. I still don't have the percentage values for margins figured out. It tends to be, it's different though, depending on how you have things wrapped and styled. And get rid of that paragraph tag. I'm glad that didn't change anything. Okay, so we are looking at 176 characters for this one. I wonder if a border dotted, like border top dotted or something, would work, but you'd have to have a different border width, or border 30 pixels dotted, border top 30 pixels dotted, and then just put the paragraph tag there, something. Yeah, that was fun. All right, I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna quit trying to think about it and just leave this here. I hope you're having a good time, having fun with this one, and I will catch you later.